I'm really disappointed to give this message today. I'm disappointed to give this message today because I've given this message multiple times in multiple different ways, over and over and over and over and over and over and under and over and under and over, to the right, to the left, to the right, over, just if I had money, if I received cash every time I had to repeat this, I could buy the whole world. I could own all of it. That's not something I want, but anyway. When you are interested in somebody, especially when it is pure intentions, when somebody says stop, when somebody says no, when somebody says that's not my intention, when somebody says I don't like that, keep your hands to yourself, that's too much, you listen. That is called respect. You are not entitled to somebody else's body. And although there are sexual needs, that should never be the top priority. The emotion, safety, and well-being should be the top priority. Can a healthy sexual life contribute to that? Yes. But at certain points, because it takes a certain level of responsibility. So the same way you wouldn't go fucking tell your kids they need sex, why are you telling it to me? When I am telling you, I am showing you what I need, which is to be taken seriously and some emotional support, to be loved for who I am, no matter what. And you love that. You love me. But you can't listen to the things that I say because, well, that's just, well, what? Stop. No, that's not my intentions. That's too much. Not here, not now. Let me go. Stop using sex as a distraction from what's truly going on. Stop using sex as a distraction to prevent yourself from connecting with someone on a deeper level, spiritually, emotionally, energetically first, before you try to enter their body. What are you doing? Is this like, please, please, please. You have self-control. Stop using, because I'm a man, or oh, because I puked, or this or that. You have self-control. If you think you know what's best for somebody and they're saying no, that's not what's best for me, it's not what's best for them. 555. You don't force people, you don't manipulate people ever. There's always another way. If they don't want it, there's a reason. And this applies to so many things. 06, 09, 06, 11. This is not the Fool. This is not, it's like, when you do this, you are not respecting yourself. That is why these messages come off really personal and harsh. I see you, I understand you, but no means no. Hello? Hello? And then to say that you're listening and you understand and this and that, and just be so swept off your feet that you're not, like, the responses you're giving are, it's like you're trying to show up and fix the problem, and the problem has already been fixed. What is necessary is to have that new information be downloaded to clear the path and actually move forward. The World and Magician. Like, you have, like, okay, what? It's like, okay, it's like you earned your stripes, you earned your badges, your pentacles, your rewards. Just because you have the ability to heal people in that way does not mean that is the only way, or that is what's wanted or needed at the time. That's not something you just go straight into. And that is like all those weird stories or instances you see where, like, fake, or, well, I don't want to say fake, but like where the boundary of that spiritual healer line is crossed into kind of like a sexual healing type thing. Like, that's not okay. And we can have forgiveness for these people, because even if it's their like you guys can see where they're coming from and where the lines are crossed, because everyday people do the same thing. And it's fine to follow your heart and be swept off your feet, but if somebody's telling you no, please respect their body. Like, respect your body. Why would you wanna be banging someone that's telling you no anyway? You know what I mean? Like, there's all these different points to reach. If in this same like whatever reality alignment timeline thingy, because I've experienced all that other stuff. I've also experienced the opposite side of it, like the succubus kind styles, where you're siphoning people's energy and you're not pouring love into them. You're stealing love from them. And there's a way to like return that, whatever. So it's like I've been through all these phases. And so when I say I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe ask me how I'm doing, what's going on in my life, like questions that show that you actually care about me instead of just commenting on my beauty, which I understand is internal and external, and that's why the pull is so strong. But that doesn't mean you can all just, doesn't mean you all can just bypass the no's that I give. Excessive PDA is kind of not the example I want to set at all. No PDA, too much distance, is also not the example I want to set. And this is very important, because if you can do these things within yourself, you can, it's easier to explain to people and help other people's intuitions to discern when someone is doing it kind of more innocently and it can be discussed, or when it's just straight up like assault and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like I'm being so serious. It's like I've been sexually fucking harassed every single fucking day of this fucking job. Queen of Cups. And it's not always like, there is a little bit of like my own burden in there, where it's like my past experiences, whatever. But I've done enough healing to where it's at a point where somebody should be able to respect my nose. It's really like, you don't just talk about something and then it immediately balances out and then everything's all good and clear. Like, these energies have to balance each other out. Just because someone can stay in this energy doesn't mean that you just move on instantly. It is multi-layers, especially when it's something that deep and it keeps happening 13 over and over and over and over and over and over again. And even the people you trust and the ones with the good intentions be doing the same thing, and you're like, this feels so fucked up. This feels so fucked up. And this isn't in like an accusatory, like, I feel like I'm just trying to protect myself. But there truly is an in between, because I understand, like, but especially in the beginning, when you're getting to know someone, like, really respect those things that they say, even if you feel like it's, you know what I mean? And if you're having a conversation with someone about something and they change their mind halfway through, make sure you finish the conversation. You get all of your thoughts and feelings about it out, and then recheck at the end if the answer is still the same. So if there's the original answer, it switches. It can do that however many times. After everything is out and everything is discussed and understood, 1441, check in again. Is like to make sure that with all the, you know, that this is the true answer. You don't just stop when they say the answer you like. This type of connection requires a lot more depth than that. And how am I supposed to be myself if I'm fucking swatting away everybody's hands all the time? Because of this, I stopped touching people normally. A loving touch on the shoulder, I stopped. Because nobody would listen to me when I told them to stop. Even when it was pure. Because there's a period where the pureness, the good intention, the hand on the shoulder, 155, that it 1555, but when that even you cannot do, because everything needs to release. And it's not listened to, from the good, from the bad. And it's still happening. And I chose to reach for people's hands, to hug them. I guess maybe in order to keep your hands to yourself is the same ideology, pathway, energetics of, like, you have to be brave. I've been picking up on this energy of, like, ownership, like, well, if I'm banging her, she's mine. If you're banging her, her body might be yours, right? But, like, that's not gonna matter if someone else catches her heart or her soul or her spirit, right? So you want to make sure that before you even enter the body, which contains all of those things, that you get to know those things first. Because when the energies come together, you could knock each other off balance. You could accidentally swap, like, traumas and energies. And I know some of you have the ability to literally pull other people's traumas out of them, like, in that way. But that's not up to you to force that upon them. Or, like, push it upon them. You are a good person. This is where the balancing needed to happen, I guess, too. Like the internal, external. Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups. Treating every, like, when I was saying about the favoritism, it's kind of like this, right? Like, I take it so deep into the sense of 1838, like, what I tell an adult, I need to make sure I would also tell a kid, for the most part, like, majority of the time, right? Like, because to get to that inner child, and it's like, why would I recommend for an adult something I wouldn't recommend for a child? And that is a very important, crucial fucking question that shouldn't come up very often. There's a siren confirming that there's some type of, like, like, you're okay. Like, it's okay. Just, like, yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. The Chariot. Like, you're okay. Like, you're transmuting it as you go. Like, you don't have to sit in that guilt too much. Like, I know you're used to people maybe being mad at you or giving you a harder time or trying to hand you some karma, but I mean, all that's really needed, like the best karma for everybody involved would just be to listen and listen to no, stop, that's not my intent, like all those things, and just kind of incorporate it and then continue. Like, it's just sometimes you stop and you look back and then you make sure you got everything and you go forward, and sometimes you forgot something and you gotta go back and then you go get it and then you move forward. Four of Wands, literally. Okay. They want me to go deeper than that? Because if you run away from every situation in which you did this, it's still gonna appear in the other relationships. Like, there's some relationships you just don't get rid of, and if you can face these things without running, even if they take time, it's gonna what? What is it gonna do? Oh. Oh. There's an insecurity. Two of Coins. This isn't even about sex. This is about insecurity. This is about somebody else taking your girl, or your man, or whatever, your lamppost. But it's like, if that's your lamppost, they're not even gonna flinch. Pun intended. I don't know if that would be considered a pun, but a lamppost wouldn't flinch. It could blow in the wind, though. Don't there's like a little mini war going on in yourself over this, and like the waters are calming, you're soothing yourself, you're kind of like fusing with yourself, like the bad, the good, whatever, like you're just incorporating it together. Okay. Your heart and your throat. Because it's easier to give a kiss than it is to say that I'm afraid that if I don't claim you soon enough that you're gonna go wander off somewhere else. Six of Cups. Yeah, because instead of having to be told no over and over and over and over again, you could talk about other things that matter to you. 2-3-3-3. You can fill up that time to make other beautiful memories. And then if it's truly meant to be that type of connection, then it will. Ay, ay, ay. Oh. And like, it sucks because I feel like I can't deliver this medicine, this message, without making people feel horrible. So how do I face these things when I did them, or when I accidentally do something? What do I say? Because I don't want you to feel horrible. You don't have to carry it with you. Page of Coins, Seven of Coins, Two of Wands. You don't have to carry that feeling with you. You can pinpoint it. You can just drop a pin. And that's your landmarker to let you know, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel that way again. I don't want to make them feel that way again. And then it's only up from there. Thank you. Let's get a card on like whoever's gonna give you a yes, like a yes in your life. Not just about sex, but like, because obviously you could use a yes, right? I just said no, 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 no like 5 million times, so. Okay. The work you're doing on yourself currently, like the distribution of this energy within your life, however it fits at the time, is you got people. You got the birds chirping, you got the birds singing. Fox, birds, and clover is what came out. You're like setting up like a spiritual baseline, like a safe zone, like a safe house. And like different flowers, different plants are gonna bloom, and leaves are gonna be like turning, flipping, falling, bonking off of the trees. And it's gonna do a lot more for your life and for your environment, for your community than 15 minutes would. You're going on some type of adventure. Like it's leading you on some type of side quest. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be like a celibate nun, but it definitely means that you're going to channel some of this creative energy into other things in your life. Interesting, clover. But if you take out the sea, it's lover. That's so cute. Following the rules. I see. You may be like adjusting rules. Yeah, like this is like adjusting boundaries, rules, structures within yourself. There may be some form of literature that you are creating that confirms what I'm saying, or you will find a literature that confirms what you're thinking or feeling. And it's gonna lead to a major transformation, and you shouldn't feel horrible like this too often, if ever again. The man. Animus. Animus? I don't know. Good job, you guys. Good job. Hell yeah.